Okay, welcome to the show, everybody. It's your boy CEO Dynamite. Y'all can see the face. I'm about to serve y'all up some Chicago Bears versus Denver Broncos preseason last night. And right off the back, man, I'm very upset with the effort that these guys displayed. The offensive line was terrible, and there's no excuses for it. It's like, what were you guys doing in training camp and in Bourbonnais? I'm very disgusted in what I saw last night. And I understand it's the preseason game and the first preseason game, but I don't care if it count, don't count, where you playing at, or what the reason is. That effort was ridiculous, and I'm very concerned. I'm concerned because how much of a change are we going to see between now and September 11th when we go to Houston? And you know how the league is. It's a copycat league. If I'm any team playing the Bears, I look at that tape and I blitz. And every time the Bears throw the ball, I'm coming after Jay. I didn't see no difference last night in any Bears team that I've seen the last 5 years, whether Lovey the coach, whether Mark Trestman the coach, or whether John Fox is the coach. It was terrible. That's just on the offense. Let me point out some good things with the offense. Well, there's not any good things other than the fact that Alshon Jeffrey played and caught a ball 12 yards. Kevin White played, caught a ball 3 yards. Jeremy Langford averaged 1.8 yards per carry. Last preseason Langford played really good last preseason and gave me hope, and he showed flashes. But he averaged very low, and far as outright running the ball, he didn't impress me much. And then last night was the same thing. So now I'm starting to be concerned as if Langford can really handle the load. You know what I'm saying? Just terrible. Let's get into the defense. One thing that will really bother you is seeing your defense get ran up and down the field and a touchdown scored on you on the first drive. Ridiculous. And especially when Mark Sanchez is the quarterback. Sanchez did some good things and he looked good. But at the same time, it was still Mark Sanchez, and you can tell that when you put the pressure on him, he'll just throw the ball up. It was nothing that, to me, that he did. It was just the Bears defense, over aggressive and just not being in the right spots. I did see some good signs in Danny and then Jarrell Freeman. They was hitting. They was blitzing. They didn't get there in enough time, but they was blitzing. But to get scored on your very first drive and all of this stuff, y'all was talking in camp about the speed and aggressiveness. Where was Hakeem Hicks? Did he even play last night? You know what I'm saying? So on the second drive, Calhoun, who got burnt on the first drive, tipped the ball and Freeman got an interception. Okay, good. You know what I'm saying? Rookie Leonard Floyd, to me, he was aggressive, and I didn't think the weight was an issue. I think he stood strong against the offensive lineman on the point of attack, so I'm really excited about seeing what he do. He needs to start. You know what I'm saying? Special teams, horrific. Horrific. How do you give up a block punt and a touchdown? Just terrible. Josh Bellamy dropped a couple of passes. You can't have that. David Fields, a third-string quarterback who, to me, looked good last preseason, was running for his life. So I don't know if this was the offensive line, bad quarterbacking or what. But if you can't block, if your offensive line or your defensive line is not coming and bringing the heat, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And I'm worried about the depth at the offensive line. This was just outright disgusting. 22-0. Everybody waited almost a year to see the football season come back. And this is what we waited for? I'm probably the biggest Bears fan ever. And I never will go to sleep on a game, preseason and not, because we only get 16 and with preseason 20. So every single game to me is important, and I want to watch every play. I wanted to get to know some players. What happened to Kareem Duncan? You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see him do some things. Everybody talked this much about Braverman. He got one catch? So like I said, the good thing is that it is the preseason, and I would rather that happen now versus them coming out and doing good and getting comfortable. Now they must go in there and work hard, you know what I'm saying, and focus and change some things. I think that John Elway wanted to send a message, and they came out aggressive and hit them in the mouth, and they was missing 4 of their defensive starters. This cannot happen. So, and again, and with me, I'm glad that I saw this early because now I'm not finna be looking forward to the first week thinking that we finna get a win. We in trouble. And unless some things change very fast, we in trouble. We go to New England, to practice with them and play them next Thursday, who just stomped the mess out of the Saints, I believe. You know what I'm saying, man? Y'all got to do some stuff quick. And Jay, let me say this to you. Let me close out on this Jay Cutler thing. I understand it was blitzing. That first sack, Jay, you could have stepped up and ran to the right. You could have threw the ball away. I feel like you held the ball entirely too long. That second sack, it was a late blitz. Number 43 came in and hit you. Some of the things, Jay, you got to take ownership. I saw you. I don't know why nobody talked about this on the talk shows, but I saw him yelling at Kevin White, telling Kevin White to get over. Kind of reminded me of, how he used to have to tell Devin Hester to get in his spot. You know what I'm saying? But if you saw the way Jay was aggressively hollering at Kevin, that's just not a leader. And I'm a Jay Cutler fan. But at some point, it gets tired. And as a leader, you got to put this team on your back. I don't know if you was trying not to run because you didn't want to get hurt. But the fans want to see something. We cannot have a team coming into our home turf and hitting us in the mouth like that. 22-0. Preseason or not, we've had trouble winning at home the last few years. Definitely unacceptable. These are some of the things y'all go get on this show entitled You've Been Served, talking about the Bears. I'm only going to I cover the NFL, but it's going to be the Bears in depth. You know what I'm saying? I do plan to play music sometimes over this talking, but I'm a very passionate fan. Love me some Bears. I love me some football. I missed the whole season of seeing Kevin White. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be better. And they talking about a day off. Y'all don't need a day off. Y'all need to be in there looking at film, walking through now, and getting back to practice tomorrow, man. Straight up. Subscribe to the channel. You want to get at me, email me at dpmgunited@gmail.com. I am looking to get brought into a radio show and host and do talking because, as y'all can see, I'm great at it. So that's what's up. I'll be back next week after the game against the Patriots, man. You just been served. It's your boy, CEO, Andre Dynamite Rutledge. Pew.